If someone does not want me, it is not the end of the world. But if I do not want me, the world is nothing but endings. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. You must do the things you think you cannot do.
In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves.
Well, I must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterfly.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn professional. A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace.
Definitions are the guardians of rationality, the first line of defense against the chaos of mental disintegration. You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need. Our soul wounds took time to show themselves, and they will take time to heal, and healing requires compassion.
Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
We can never judge the lives of others, because each person knows only their own pain and renunciation. When I was about 8, I decided that the most wonderful thing next to a human being was a book. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. No matter how slow the truth moves, it will surely reach its destination.
Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more. Honest is how I want to look. The truth doesn't glitter and shine.
Intelligence alone is not nearly enough when it comes to acting wisely. The smallest act of kindness makes you more beautiful than any expensive dress or makeup. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. A man must not be without shame, for the shame of being without shame is shamelessness indeed. Reality is what trips you up when you walk around with your eyes closed.
One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant. With regard to narrow passes, if you can occupy them first, let them be strongly garrisoned and await the advent of the enemy.
We had the experience but missed the meaning. An approach to the meaning restores the experience in a different form.
Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose.
We dance round in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle and knows. Even a blind man knows when the sun is shining. Rise above the storm, and you will find the sunshine. A lie can run round the world before the truth has got its boots on.
We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves.
Every time you help someone to achieve success, you become more successful. Always help to lift the burdens of others.
He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar.
No human should mislead another by promising them something they know to be untrue. Autumn is a place where words fall short. It is a magic that must be felt, breathed, experienced, and treasured.
Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
All those who try to unveil the mysteries always have tragic lives. At the end, they are always punished.
He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious.
Being happy doesn't mean that everything is perfect. It means that you've decided to look beyond the imperfections. Common sense, in an uncommon degree, is what the world calls wisdom. The deeds you do may be the only sermon some persons will hear today. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty.
You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm.
Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. What comes easy won't last. What lasts won't come easy.
I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us. If we don't change the direction we are headed, we will end up where we are going.
Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. More powerful than the mighty armies is an idea whose time has come. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. I made up my mind not to care so much about the destination and simply enjoy the journey. This body is fragile. It is just flesh. Listen to the heartbeat. Life depends on the pumping of a muscle. Inspiration is like perspiration. It tends to strike at the most inopportune of time. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. The man who alters his way of thinking to suit others is a fool. I'm hungry for a juicy life. I lean out my window at night and I can taste it out there, just waiting for me. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Sometimes the things that break your heart end up fixing your vision.
Small good decisions will lead you to the glorious path of success. We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only.
Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none. We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone.
No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes.
You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible.
It is much easier to be brave if you do not know everything.
It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right.
Beliefs are choices. First you choose your beliefs, then your beliefs affect your choices. It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about. Always be open to inspiration. You never know where it may come from. Begin with an open mind, end with an inspired heart.
Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you.
Never compete with someone who has nothing to lose. Life is like a beautiful melody, only the lyrics are messed up. You rely too much on brain. The brain is the most overrated organ. If you wake up tired, you've been chasing dreams. If you go to bed tired, you're making your dreams happen. A need for revenge can burn long and hot, especially if every glance in a mirror reinforces it. If the only prayer you say throughout your life is thank you, then that will be enough. The truth is that judgment and fear will never stop, but they don't actually do anything. Perception is reality to the one in the experience. And therefore those skilled in war bring the enemy to the field of battle and are not brought there. by him. The mind is like a restless monkey, but with practice and detachment can be tamed and made peaceful. If life gives you any trouble, punch it in the face.
Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
It all goes away. Eventually everything goes away. For some unknown reason, success usually occurs in private, while failure occurs in full view. The lessons of life amount not to wisdom but to scar tissue and callus. Avoid the inelegance of assumption, the astigmatism of disregard. Free your thoughts.
No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself.
An ability to look into the confusing mess of life and see things for what they are.
It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
I have two enemies in all the world, two twins inseparably fused, the hunger of the hungry and the fullness of the full. Choosing kindness is the ultimate expression of evolved consciousness. Grow by being kind.
Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart.
Being interesting isn't important, but being happy is, as well as being a person you're proud of.
The reason why the universe is eternal is that it does not live for itself. It gives life to others as it transforms. I think it was the institution. I was trying to master it.
A man travels the world over, in search of what he needs, and returns home to find it.
Start writing, no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on.
Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Inspiration is sometimes as simple as a shared smile.
Darkness ages faster than you'd think. It doesn't loiter on forever.
Time strides so uneven, some days endless, and others like the blink of an eye. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it.
Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith.
Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. If you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds. But as long as something is never even started, you never have to worry about it ending. It has endless potential. Of everything you could be and everything you do, the greatest thing of all, Henry, is simply to be you.
For any sin, we all suffer. That is why our suffering is endless.
One day you'll see why God made you wait.
The right way to go easy is to forget the right way. Dream your own dreams. Achieve your own goals. Your journey is your own and unique. Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake.
I'm not mean. I'm honest. Nobody is ever straightforward. But sometimes people need to hear the truth. There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. Some want to live within the sound of church or chapel bell. I want to run a rescue shop within a yard of hell.
Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness.
Remember how far you've come, and you won't have to rely on a destiny for your future. It will come on your own.
Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses.
When you use your energy and resources to punish people, you run out of energy and resources to protect people.
The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven.
It's hard to throw away history, It was like you were throwing away a part of yourself. You make the world a better place by making daily improvements to become the best version of yourself. Don't half-state yourself. You're the most variable person, because every big thing started from a small one. It is books that are a key to the wide world. You can't do anything else? Read all that you can. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the whole. I don't regret the painful times. I bear my scars as if they were medals.
Fes est ab host docere. One should learn even from one's enemies.
Price of peace could only be valued by people who had suffered loss in the war. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose.
Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life.
Life without any wonder left in it is flat and stale.
Fear is the polio of the soul, which prevents our walking by faith.
He that can have patience can have what he will.
The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable.
Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses.
And when all the wars are over, a butterfly will still be beautiful.
The more ways you can tell a story and paint a picture, the better it is. Behind every successful person lies a pack of haters. The world is merciless, and it's also very beautiful.
If truth is not acceptable, it becomes the imagination of others. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field.
Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit.
If something is important, it deserves to be experienced deeply. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here. Go on with what your heart tells you, or you will lose all.
That as long as we are being remembered, we remain alive. Stay calm. You've been through this before. You'll get through it again.
You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft. You will die without ever realizing your true potential. Your environment will eat your goals and plans for breakfast. When life takes away, something of greater value is always given in return. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be.
A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon.
Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Because even though the truth can set you free, that doesn't mean it won't be painful.
Great men are like eagles and build their nest on some lofty solitude.
For your peace of mind, don't let people know too much about you.
Nothing can be more hurtful to your heart than betraying yourself. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well.
Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened.
It shattered something inside me that hadn't been broken before.
All warfare is based on deception. There is no place where espionage is not used. Offer the enemy bait to lure him.
Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected.
Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracle.
He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still.
The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. Don't be pressured by the society, because no matter what you do, you won't be perfect. Why not just be yourself? For it is scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. Even a snail will eventually reach its destination. Stand up and walk. Move on. After all, you have perfect legs to stand on.
Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru.
When you're too tired and feel like giving up on life, sit down and ponder over the journey of water. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. We know the truth not only by the reason, but by the heart.
If you're treated like a puppet, find a new ball of string. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. The king is only fond of words and cannot translate them into deeds.
No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. Earthlings went on being friendly when they should have been thinking instead. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time. Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book.
In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake.
The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them.
Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better.
The wide-awake man seizes opportunities or makes them, and thus those who are widest awake usually come to the front. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. The best thing I ever did was stop telling people what's going on in my life. The worst thing about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth.
Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have.
The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. You cannot be fair and correct at the same time. Fairness often takes the lesser correct of the roads. Always find opportunities to make someone smile and to offer random acts of kindness in everyday life. Do not look for happiness outside yourself. The awakened seek happiness inside. The perfect man of old looked after himself first before looking to help others. Possibilities are endless as long as you don't limit yourself. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are.
When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again.
A doctrine of expression rather than one of suppression makes a stronger appeal to man. Myth is much more important and true than history. History is just journalism, and you know how reliable that is. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. I think I've discovered the secret of life. You just hang around until you get used to it. It was like when you ripped a piece of paper into 2. No matter how you tried, the seams never fit exactly right again.
Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles.
The road to enlightenment is long and difficult, and you should try not to forget snacks and magazines. Art is the lie that enables us to realize the truth.
Things joined by profit, when pressed by misfortune and danger, will cast each other aside. Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous.
Even if people do not understand you, at least they do not possess the same ability as your bizarre uniqueness. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. You only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control.
To think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing.
To escape fear, you have to go through it, not around. You can take my life, but you'll never break me. So bring me your worst, and I will definitely give you mine.
There's more beauty in truth, even if it is dreadful beauty.
I have often wished I had time to cultivate modesty, but I am too busy thinking about myself. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, and doing as you say you would do. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of who you are.
Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. A smiling lie is a whirlwind, easy to enter, but hard to escape.
Feeling beautiful has nothing to do with what you look like. Promise. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing. Some stories wait their turn to be told, others just tap you on the shoulder and insist you tell them.
When truth is replaced by silence, the silence is a lie. If you really want something, you can figure out how to make it happen.
An item is only worth what someone is willing to pay for.
There's no clarity. There was never meant to be clarity.
Rowing harder doesn't help if the boat is headed in the wrong direction.
I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university.
To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature.
Spies are a most important element in water, because on them depends an army's ability to move. Let your mind wander in the pure and simple. Be one with the infinite. Let all things take their course.
Teachers are the one and only people who save nations. It amazed me how quickly a lie loses its power in the face of truth. If you can't change your fate, change your attitude. Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance. The speed of your success is limited only by your dedication and what you're willing to sacrifice.
No persons are more frequently wrong than those who will not admit they are wrong.
Those who are without compassion cannot see what is seen with the eyes of compassion.
Better a broken promise than none at all.
Speaking the truth is the main attribute of a pure-hearted person. You may tend to get cancer from the thing that makes you want to smoke so much, not from the smoking itself. There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves.
Too many people are too busy making a living to make a life.
You can't save anyone who wouldn't save themselves without you. It's the hardest lesson to learn in life. Take it from me.
Hard work is only a prison sentence when you lack motivation. Apparent confusion is a product of good order, apparent cowardice of courage, apparent weakness of strength.
The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. The right thing and the easy thing are never the same.
That knowledge, which stops at what it does not know, is the highest knowledge. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. All men know the utility of useful things, but they do not know the utility of utility. Cleverness isn't always true, nor is the truth always clever. We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it.
If a man is to shed the light of the sun upon other men, he must first of all have it within himself. What I have achieved by industry and practice, anyone else with tolerable natural gift and ability can also achieve. There is no such thing as magic, supernatural, miracle, only something that's still beyond logic of the observer. What one generation finds ridiculous, the next accepts, and the third shudders when it looks back on what the f***s did. The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract.
I am not good at noticing when I'm happy, except in retrospect.
Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend.
The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. For a word to be spoken, there must be silence, before and after.
I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. It's not always that we need to do more, but rather that we need to focus on less. Trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago.
Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated.
If you always want the validation of others, you won't grow beyond people's expectations.
Be like the flower that gives its fragrance to even the hand that crushes it. In the end, you can't always choose what to keep. You can only choose how you let it go. There are some things that it is better to begin than to refuse, even though the end may be dark. Things come apart so easily when they have been held together with lies. I don't like people around me sad. I like making people happy.
We humans are more concerned with having than with being. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Too many people spend money they haven't earned, to buy things they don't want, to impress people that they don't like.
You're only young once, but you can be immature forever.